This broadcast is inappropriate for all ages, right here on House the Kamurai Built. It's time for the Vlogcast. Oh, that's the end card. That shouldn't be there. I am Kamurai. Salutations. I am Kamurai. This is the Vlogcast, and I am conversation ready. Yep. We'll get better about this. I don't know, adding things, twisting things here and there, playing formats. God, I was trying to push myself through those tabletop simulator mods so crazy much. In fact, we should probably check and see how they're doing. Let's see. If I go out there and I look at my workshop, gotta log in. I can just pull up Steam. I don't know why I'm going that way. When I'm looking at things that aren't like Steam or Steam games or like playing things, I like going through the website. But if I go to my profile, is that how I do it? I don't know. Panic, panic, panic. Oh, I am currently in Super Dungeon Explorer. I should probably get out of this. You're probably hearing music that you shouldn't hear. There we go. Yay, that's what I get for not doing this with headphones on. I actually prefer not doing it with headphones on. I really like having the snowball and whatnot. Let's look at workshop items. Alright, so let's see if Ninja All-Stars is doing. Have we influenced anybody? Has anybody... Oh, wow. 139 unique visitors, 97 current subscribers, 1 favorites, and that's like within a week. When was this up? People wanted this on the 13th, so it's been 5 days and people have already done that. So this is stuff I don't know what this falls under. Like, this is one of those weird things. It's one of the reasons why I switched this to Sunday versus that. But I mean, my life is this stuff that I talk about in other podcasts. But this isn't an aspect I would have thought of talking about on Gaming Division, because it has nothing to do with playing video games. It has to do with making mods. So Rail Raiders Infinite, 110 unique visitors, 92 subscribers. Again, in like 5 days. Those are brand new. So it's, I mean, Forgotten King and Epic, a little harder to put down. Updated with new CD stuff plus crossovers with Ninja All-Star and Rail Raiders Infinite. I meant to put out a note there. I never did. So Forgotten King has just gotten a lot of new traffic. Definitely over 1,000 for new visitors. 9. Okay, so this is kind of a cool ratio to look at. 1,008 unique visitors. 952 current subscribers. So that means all but 56 people who went to this did not subscribe to it. And it doesn't really matter. It's tabletop simulator, whatever. And then someone added it to their favorites. It's someone I know, actually, or a friend, a Steam friend, but I was just surprised they added it as their favorite. Maybe they're playing it with their kids. I don't know. But yay! I gotta get back to Nisa. Forgot he asked to play with me. It's like, life's been busy. I'm enjoying getting back to gaming. I was hoping to get more done this weekend, but life got in the way. And like, normally this is where like I push the life conversation out of the way. I talk about games. But I've been trying to figure out how to fix my room, because I'm basically in one room, and I'm gonna eat on my podcast. Fuck off. Give a shit. If I was doing audio podcasts, and I actually been just reconsidering trying to do that again, but maybe I'd care more. But like, I just didn't have the room before. I was trying to figure it out, and I think it's because of how I had the TV set up. I'm not happy with how I have it set up now, but I'll get there. Because I had this giant coffee table that I made, and I had made it was like 4 foot by 2 foot. 2 foot? 2 to 3 foot, 2.5 foot, something like that, 30 inches maybe. And it was designed to hold an aquarium in it. Because the idea was that at the time I was living with a guy whose dad had a glass business, so I was going to try to get the glass cheap from there and by hand construct an aquarium to put in this table. So I would have this unique piece that I made, and I just, over the years, A, I never got the fucking aquarium put in. B, the thing is heavy as fuck. Wood is heavy. 2x4s and MDF board is heavy. God. Yeah, just trying to move that thing around over the years has been a pain in the ass, and I'm finally done with it. Having tried to move it here, because we barely did it. I'm getting old and broken. I'm seriously, I've got the same, like, hip and knee problems my grandmother does. And so I'm one accident from being in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. And what's going to be sad about that is, like, I could probably get up and walk around, but I shouldn't. I've honestly been considering just trying to get ahead of it, and maybe that'll actually give me a way to go jogging, as I can go for a wheel instead of a run. And maybe that's a thing I can do. Maybe I can just hook a GoPro or something up to the chair, and just to give it like a little adventure like that. That would actually be kind of interesting. The problem right now is that I live on the 2nd floor, so even if I try a wheelchair, I still have to walk my ass up here, and then when I'm in the apartment, I won't be wheelchair bound, but I sit most of the time when I'm up here anyways. I really do. I'm walking around, it's because I've got some purpose. I'm trying to chase a fat kitty. Oh, come here. Like, just screamed at me and then ran away. Like, come here. Come be cute. Let's hang out. Let's be friends. Yeah, so they're mad at me too because of how I've rearranged. So I decided I was finally going to get rid of that thing because it just took up too much space in this tiny room. And it was really built with the idea of kind of like electronics and stuff being bigger, so we'd need more space. Because I've been using it as an entertainment stand for the longest. It had drawers in it, so I could actually store stuff in it. The aquarium space had become kind of a storage space as well, but it was very inefficient. I didn't like it. Honestly, it's become kind of gross over the years because it wasn't ever stained or finished or anything like that. So I took it and I was gonna throw it out. I've decided that, and I started looking at it and I'm just like, I can just roll it back out like we did. I can flip it over end on end. If I can give an example, if my wallet is the thing, and it normally sits like this, if it normally sits like this, I was going to take it and put it up on its end, and then do that, so the skinny bit's this way, and then do-douche, 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 all the way to the dumpster, and then figure out a way to get in the dumpster. And then I realized, like, even if I do that, I get it all the way out to the dumpster, there's going to be a problem. So I was like, I got to think about it. And sure enough, the day that I needed to do it, it started snowing. It snowed all yesterday. Fucking weather assholes. Come here. You like watching me talk for some reason. Come here. Weird cat. If I move that, will you jump up here? No? Okay. So I started taking it apart. So I took a screwdriver and I started taking out the things, and I'm like, this is really pain in the ass trying to unscrew wood screws out of wood that's it's been in for years at this point. And I thought about it. I'm like, I know that, like, I designed it so that it can handle the weight, and that, like, and over the years, like, we've carried the thing around by the arms, because it had a base to it, and then it had little columns that came up that were 2x4s, and it had little, I guess, 1x4s, as a rim. And so there was essentially 4 of those, and the way they connected to the thing actually made it really hold weight really well. So you could pick the whole heavy thing up by that and just kind of swing it around like that. In fact, if you were strong enough, you could just pick it up and carry it around on your back like that. It was completely possible. I did my homework on kind of like the math. I didn't do like area distribution, but I made it as even as possible, as even as I reasonably could. And I know that leads towards a more even distribution. I just didn't do like the area per square inch math of like weight restrictions. In theory, there's no way to know that it could actually hold the aquarium full of water, but I was willing to kind of gamble that because I had laid the 2x4s out pretty evenly. I don't know how it would have done anything. I would have learned something special by filling that up, but anyways, so I started doing that, and it just became really cumbersome. So I looked at it, and I was like, if I just unscrew these 8 on the corners to disconnect the sides from the sides, I bet I can. And then I just ripped it down. So I broke the arms or the columns off altogether, and I threw those out. And I took the drawers out and the little spacers for the drawers and the top, and I threw all those out. And then I carried the base out on its own, threw that out, all through the snow. It was only like a couple inches, but I was in shorts, and it was blowing in my face the whole way back. On the way there, I could at least use some of it as cover, but it's just annoying. But I got that all out of the way, and it took all day for my stuff to come in. My bookshelves came in on Thursday. I actually had to take not a day off, but I had to work from home that day just so I could be home, because they came on Wednesday in the middle of the day for no fucking reason, and left a note saying, "Hey, we came, but you didn't come. You weren't here, so we didn't deliver it." Which I would have been fine if they just left it at the front door. Like middle of the day, whatever. Like obviously not here. Then Saturday comes around, and I'm waiting on 2 entertainment centers. I'll get to that. What else was it? Like I had 3 shirts, and I had these. I'd show it to you, but they're in the wall. These electronic plugs to go behind bookcases. So they have a flat head and a rotating bit, so you can actually plug it in and then move the cord to whatever position you need it, and then you have a normal cord that plugs into the side of it from there. So that way, when I set up the bookcases that I got Thursday, they didn't take out power outlets. I could still use those because I'm trying to use up every space I can, and it turns out like I only have so much floor space, but I have wall space. And honestly, taking apart the second bed I had in here for a while was kind of the key on that, because I've got the frame behind my bed like a headboard almost. So I was trying to think of other ways like that. So I got a bookcase, I set it up over here because this desk that I'm on now is an L desk, and it's got a piece here and a piece here, and then it had like it's actually right here, a piece like this, like a pie piece that connected the two. But it was really just dead space. I couldn't get to it really well. The cats used it more than me, which is one of the reasons why they're upset, because right now that area's all fucked up. So I just took the little part of the L, and then I just put it on there. So I've got a really long desk, and it's got a higher section for my monitors, because I like my monitors up, which is one of the things that the big entertainment center did for me, is because I had that, and I had a little black one on top of that, and then my TV and computer were on top of that. But now the little one moved over here on top of the little part of the L desk, with the computer printer and with the server printer and the server monitor, and I've got a bin up there, which I was hoping the cats would use to climb up on top of the thing. But while I was building the bookcases, Rooster's idiot ass jumped up from the floor on top of one and then moved to the other. So he knocked over the one that wasn't finished. Or the one, yeah, I'm sorry, it was, the back was on it, so it didn't break, but, like, just another shelving was in it, just out of position, so I was like, come on. And that one's over by the door, which is where I wanted it, which is kind of, like, next to the TV, And then the 2 entertainment centers I bought because of how, I don't know why the fuck we don't have tall entertainment centers now. I think it has to do with the fact that TVs are so small now, like flat screen wise, deep wise. So now entertainment centers are more shallow as well. But on top of that, because they're more shallow, they can't be very tall without the base, or without it getting deeper, because it's got to keep the weight balanced. So I bought these 2 little, honestly, they're kind of shitty entertainment centers, and they're not nearly as tall as I thought they were. Even though I did the measurements in my head, I guess I didn't piece it together. So I got one on top of the other, which is probably questionable. And one of the damn things, the top doesn't even secure. I'm really upset about that, like, because I can't pick it up by its top. It'll literally rip off. But luckily, that's the one that's on the bottom, so it'll be a long time before I remember that all of a sudden. And then the storage space on that one actually fits my plastic shoe boxes really well. So with any luck, I can use that for those. And so I'll essentially have little drawers, and it has 2 little drawers of its own, which I don't know what I'm going to use them for. And part of the idea is not that like I had planned usage, is like I needed places to put shit. Like I've still got this goddamn stack of old mail on my desk right here, even after clearing all the other stuff off. Like I had cameras on this desk. Look at that shit. So I've got to go through like the Black Entertainment Center, the old one, because that still has a bunch of stuff in it, and try to organize all that stuff out. But now I have shelving. I have places to put things so I can organize shit kind of on the fly. But so I'm so happy about that. I really am. I gotta take some time out and do that. But I spent so long putting everything together yesterday, I wanted to get some gaming in. And of course, I slept in this morning because I'm a jackass. I was up late last night, but I'll get there. And it's all about getting there eventually. It's like I don't need it done right now. It doesn't do me any good to have it done right now. So I need to go back through some of the bins and pull some stuff out. I'm hoping as I pull things out and I place stuff and I rearrange things, that'll help me clear out some of the crap I don't need in the bins, and then I'll be able to reorganize this a little better. I think I might actually need to get rid of, need might be an odd word for it, but like I think I want to get rid of some of my board games and whatnot. I mean, I'm not going to get nearly what they're worth, whatever, but I can get some chump change, and then I'll have extra space. And that'll be that. I don't have real friends anymore that like I can play with. If I play with board games with anybody at this point, it's going to be over Tabletop Simulator. And I like having the physical copy to be like, look, I'm one of the good ones. I've got all this shit in Star Realms. It's okay. But it is what it is. I don't care that much anymore. And I like having all of the game. And as they're still making Dominion expansions, Ascension, it's harder to keep up with for these games that I don't play in real life with the real people. So I don't know. It's just not worth it as much. And I got my closet rearranged. Like I managed. I don't know what I did. What I was doing before rather. But like I started moving a couple things around. I'm just like, oh, what if I do this? Then I put all the clothes on the one side. So now the other side is just storage. So now I kind of have some room to put some stuff around. And I really got to go through it because I bought a couple new shirts, like button-up short sleeve shirts for work, so that I can mix up my color choices a little bit and get away from like green. And I may have made a mistake on one of them, but because I don't know if you've noticed a couple times I've come on here and it's just been semi see-through shirts. So I'm trying to figure out how to get away from that. What? Oh, okay. This is from. Sorry. Oh, I've got new items in my Steam inventory. Where'd these come from? It's from testing games. Blarg. So yeah, surprisingly, as much stuff as I manage to get my hands on. I don't play a extensive lot of it, and a lot of it I don't even queue up to play. I do need to test closers out. Just kind of see where it's going to go. Because I just don't know. I don't know if you actually finish that game or not. It seems weird. It's taking up 700 gigs. I need to figure it out. Because if I can get rid of that, then I can put pretty much everything I want on here. And I'm not really hurting right now besides that, so I'm not stressing. But like, I got XCOM 2 ready to go. I finally had got all that. It was on sale. So super happy to snatch that up. Yeah. And what I'm finding too is that, like, in my Humble Bundle, I've actually got spare Steam keys. I just don't even want to give them to. I need to figure out ways to do giveaways or cheap resales. It's a shame they're going to waste. I'm glad I'm playing a tactical game again. Like, Super Dungeon Tactics is it's actually pretty good. Like, with the campaign mode on it. The alpha that they came out with is just dog shit. I just hated it. Oh, I guess Bobby's got a couple more days. I don't know. I'm really kind of concerned that, like, I don't play games that, like, other people would ever find interesting. Like, I was playing Super Hot, and that was probably some of the most traffic I've gotten in a while. I should probably start looking at how to do that. In fact, probably put Headlander up there. Just look at the platformers. Like, that's probably, that and Owlboy are probably the two highest profile ones sitting in that area. Just looking at my general games, nothing really jumps out. Origami, maybe. It looks cool. Snake Pass. XCOM 2, I think, is probably more popular than a lot of these put together. Yeah, I don't know. That's okay. I'm not so worried about that. I'm more worried about, like, Paladin Battlegrounds coming out. As it seems like it's the point where Battlegrounds has jumped the shark. It's the tipping point, if you will. I gotta check something, because I'm supposed to show Chasing Amy in about a half hour. I don't know if I have a copy of it. I guess I didn't have to go to this server. So let's just, let me keep talking while I look for this. Yeah, and then, I guess it was last weekend. Yeah, because we're in a long break because of how I swapped. I think I'm going to swap Gaming Division to Fridays. Gem on to, I don't know. Maybe. It's an idea I've been playing with. Gaming, or play spot on Fridays, watch spot on Thursdays. I don't want to do that but, like, I'm not going to watch Thursday Night Lineup on Thursday. And lately it's just been weird, so maybe it might happen in the future. But I need Chasing Amy on MP4. What's the other one? Thor I've got. Thor 2. Okay, so I need to make that happen. I kind of mathed it out, and it shouldn't have been a problem, but I had, when I moved some stuff around, the server went down and would not come back up for a bit, so we got interrupted rather heavily there. I'm really not giving a damn about space engineers anymore. I'll just kill that. I don't care anymore. Really think it's been a problem too as far as, like, server resources. But if I start Chasing Amy now, I should be able to get done in time to show it. Fuck. I don't know. No one's been showing up for Bad Movie Club. I don't think people see the point in enjoying a bad movie. Or that a bad movie can be enjoyable. Like, people cross that line over way too much. Adding Super Dungeon Night was fun. I regret doing it the way I did it, but I'm going to switch over to the 10-man campaign on Wednesday, and we'll see how that goes. And it may just be playing by myself. It's not is fun, though I've done it before. Like a crazy person. But yeah, but Super Dungeon Tactics is actually cool because I get to do some voice work, have fun with that, because I do. I do Russian accent, yes? Da. Yet. Little baby boy. I haven't done not done his German accent yet, which has been missing out. Yeah, I really should have gotten to the seas already. We'll get there. Chasing waterfalls. Waterfalls. C-H-A-S, right? There we are. The fuck was that hiding? And I've had to do other things before. Just trying to avoid doing them now. There we go. Get that started. I'm glad I remembered. I think it was Clerks. I don't know. I should be done processing all this data so far. It just going from like an ISO to an MB4. It saves like 3/4 of the room. It's ridiculous. And I'm not gonna feel bad about it. So I was trying to figure it out before, and it's just better. The only thing I'm losing is the commentaries, which the only movies I gave a shit about commentaries on, in reality, were the Red vs. Blue ones and the Kevin Smith ones, because they were by far the best. Like even the Resident Evil ones with Mia Jovovich and her husband, the director. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, she's kind of fun in it. I think Michelle Rodriguez popped in. She was really fun. But, like, he's a fucking snooze. Like, and I have no relatability to him to begin with. So, like, even giving them the benefit of the doubt and a chance to kind of, like, woo me with conversation, it just didn't happen. But they were talking about cool, neat things about the movie. So that part was interesting. But I can't look back and say, like, I was really glad I did that. It's like, it was a thing that happened. It was alright. Well, that says like 5 hours, so that's not happening. We'll let it try. I don't know. Oh, maybe those are minutes. Oh, 5 minutes. Who knows? It's not for me to say, I guess. I could talk about more trying to fill my time with projects or whatever, but I think dealing with the real life in the room, trying to manage my budget enough to do. I get to work at a restaurant from now on, so I don't have to go to DC anymore, which means I don't have to pay. I'm gonna go out there to the office on Monday to help to try to clean out my desk, but it means I don't have to. I have to take the train past that. Which is going to be awesome. I can just walk to work, save like $22 a day. So it's like $90 a week. It's $360 a month. That's fantastic. That'll really help. Still got a couple large purchases to do, and then I'm good. Ugh. Still want to get my purple bed. I almost pulled the trigger on that this week, and I thought about it, and I was like, I can get the small stuff out of the way. I really need a desk. This thing is about to give out on itself. I think I'm literally like at the point where it's like, as I lean on it, that might be the time that it gives way. Where one of the cats gets up here to take a nap, and then it just collapses. It's not really cracked that I can see, but it's so warped that I think the supports might give out. The small desk is actually holding up, so that's not going to be so much a problem. But now that I've got more walkway space where the entertainment centers were, or the new ones are, now I can look at getting a desk to replace this. And I did the measurements, and this is actually a lot wider than most desks that are out there. I think the highest one I could find was like 72, which is 6 feet, which is about as long as the bed is, almost. No, the bed's longer. So that'll be fun if I can get that, because then I'll have a nice sturdy desk that's level. I just got to figure out how to get the monitors up where I want them, because I just don't want to look down all the time. I want to look up more, and that helps keep your posture up if you're looking up as opposed to this, because that helps slouches. And I know a lot of times you see me, I'm like this. That's because usually like my shoulder hurts or something. I'm just in pain a lot. And that's more to try to alleviate that, because it helps counter the pressure. As I actually like sitting back, and I like sitting up, and I like looking up at monitors. So like my TV's there now, and I'm used to it being there. It's actually a little harder to see from the bed. And I was going to just shove the TV over, but the way the computer has to sit on this fucking tiny top entertainment center now is just not the same. So I've got to see if I can pull it to the other side, maybe. That makes more sense to me, honestly. It's a big enough TV that it's awkward. And the TV's about failing too. We were, Sam and I, we went to lunch in Tinley Town, and there's a Best Buy there. We stopped and poked around, and we were looking at like how cheap some of the 4K TVs are. I think we found one for like under $500, and it was like 52 inches. I was like, that's how much I paid for the TV I have now. And as much as I like this TV, it's only 42 inches. It's getting time for a replacement, if we're being honest. I don't know, that computer probably needs a new housing. It's literally being held together by duct tape. The side panel doesn't actually slide in anymore. We'll just have to see what's up. What is this? She sent me a DM tweet. Blah. Whatever. Sorry. Friend popped in on a stream, and I didn't see her until after she left. It's like, oh, balls. I was excited to have her hang out. Still don't know where my Super Touch Export stuff is. Like, I know where some of the models and stuff are, but I don't know where the board games themselves is. I want to take a nap. So I've been rambling about 30 minutes now. Anything else going on that I want to talk about? Gummy bear. Got Chinese today. It was nice. Yeah, we'll see what the schedule looks like. We'll see if Super Dungeon Night sticks around. I don't know. If it's just me playing, I probably will ditch it for a different game, honestly. Or I'll do Super Dungeon Night just whenever I really feel like it. Especially doing it alongside Super Dungeon Tactics, it feels tacky. Or tacty. So maybe... Honestly, it could deserve a snooze until I'm done with Super Dungeon Tactics and on to XCOM 2. And then maybe even wait past that. That way I'm only doing one tactical game at a time. Because honestly, if I could have like one platformer, one tactical game, and like one first-person shooter, or one shooter really, at a time, that would be fantastic. I think that'd be the way to go. But I've apparently got a problem I gotta go solve, so I will go do that. And you guys have a nice day. Yeah. If you want to see anything else we're up to, go ahead and click the annotations, and it'll take you to our other channels. Thanks for watching.